It's Two on the Aisle with me, Charles Gross, and Jeff Goodman. Tonight, Leslie Hoban Blank guest stars as we review Hamlet, Rogueology, Steady Rain, and After Miss Julie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Two on the Aisle. Good evening. I am the aforementioned Charles Gross.
And I'm the aforementioned Leslie Hoban Blake.
Leslie, I would like to welcome you. Leslie tonight is making her Two on the Aisle debut. She is a vice president of the Prestige Drama Desk, the organization that, of course, not coincidentally, gives out the Drama Desk Awards every year.
Of which you are a member.
Yes,
as well.
I am. Yes, and very proud to be. And also a writer for theatermania.com. And I think you specialize in
Stage and page to screen. So if it's an actor who's done something on stage and makes a movie, then we are all over that.
And what about an actor who goes on television?
Well, it's not the same thing. It's basically stage and page. It sometimes comes the other way around, where a television actor has then done stage, and then so it becomes that when they go to the movies, then it's another whole story.
Well, Leslie, welcome to
Thank
Two
you.
on the Aisle.
I'm delighted to be here.
Let's start right off with this play is a revival. It's Hamlet by a guy named Shakespeare. Some of you may have heard of him. Notable for the presence of Jude Law. A lot of stars on Broadway this season.
It's a cartload of.
Okay, and this is basically it's Shakespeare's Hamlet. Hamlet's the Prince of Denmark. His father's been killed by his uncle. Hamlet's not too happy about it, and he may be going insane. And or not. Well, I will tell you, this is the first time I have ever definitely came down on the side of insane with Hamlet. Really? The way Jude Law plays him, I had no doubt. I think this guy is totally going over the edge. He really, I mean, you could see he's still thinking everything. You know, he's smart, he plans, he maneuvers, but definitely, to me, he seemed going over the edge. Interestingly, I like Jude Law's performance very much.
I didn't.
Well,
We'll talk.
in the first act, I thought good performance, not great production. And then somehow, for me, in the second act, good performance, very good production, kept me riveted, and I really enjoyed it. And again, I felt it was a very different Hamlet than I've ever seen. And again, the first time I ever thought, yeah, this guy just may be insane.
Well, see, I wish that Jude Law had listened a little more to Hamlet's instruction to the actors, because if he didn't stop sawing the air with his hands, he was the most mobile guy on the stage. And what I felt was, and it happens with English productions more often than not, unfortunately, you get a star. And this is even in the Ian McKellen productions as well. You get a star, and then you put understar kind of people around him, so that the star is always the star. And with the exception of Geraldine James, I don't really know most of the actors who were in this. So they weren't of star caliber, and they didn't seem to be of star ability. So that it was always about Jude Law. And I know the name of the play is Hamlet, but it was always about Jude Law. And his girl audience, his all-girl audience. Yes, that was the other.
I beg your pardon.
It wasn't all girl. No. I mean, he would say a line, and there'd be screams in the back of the house, like for Frank Sinatra. It was amazing.
Okay, I guess we had more guys on the night that
might have been at a matinee.
and they may have been all straight, because I don't recall hearing screams and you know, it was a fairly silent, very theater audience that knew how to behave itself. You know, I will agree that he's got a decent supporting cast. None of them stand out.
Well,
on there.
Claudius wasn't bad, but
Okay. And who do you have? Who played?
I wrote these names down just to be sure.
I think it was Kevin.
Kevin
McNally
was
Claudius.
Someone named Rod Cook was Polonius.
Yes, I did like him as Claudius. They gave decent performances. You know, are you saying, well, it wasn't superstar quality? I'll agree with you on that, but it was enough to move the play forward, and it was enough to keep my interest, at least in the second act, not in the first act. In the first act, it was all Jude Law, and even that wasn't enough. But in the second act, to me, it came together, and it had me riveted, and I sat there enjoying myself, not thinking, oh, is this going on forever?
Well, it did. It was a very long production. That's another thing. I mean, Hamlet doesn't have to be 4 hours long. It is too often, but it doesn't have to be. And then the other thing is, I missed one of my favorite lines. And I asked a friend who had seen it to look for the line, and didn't. When the Ghost and Hamlet are talking, And Hamlet says, and what about my mother? And he says, as for your mother, leave her to heaven. And I love that line, leave her to heaven. I love the movie, Leave Her to Heaven. The line isn't in this production. So I wasn't, sharp enough to catch too many other lines that might not be there. And it's a director's prerogative certainly to cut, and in this day and age, it probably needs cutting. But I so missed that line that it actually set a tone for me about.
Well, they did have a last Poor Yorick, I think.
Yes, most of the famous ones were there, and I thought he spoke the speech as well. My problem was that the production wasn't up to his level. That's what my problem with it was.
Well, was he more energetic, did you think, or just a better actor?
No, he just had star quality, which was
well, he's a star.
I know, but it was notably missing around
You're not going to get a whole cast of Jude Laws in a show.
Oh, no? I thought maybe we could do that. Okay.
Maybe we could get Carrie Fisher to come over from Wishful Drinking. And
now, that was the kind of star I had in mind.
We've got Bill Irwin from Bye Bye Birdie. We could get him to come in and,
Actually, he'd be a wonderful gravedigger. He'd be a marvelous gravedigger.
Bill Irwin.
Bill Irwin, he would, yes.
He would, but would he...
Would he do it? I don't know.
Would he do it? That's another story. Maybe in
He's too busy right now,
in a movie. Yeah, we'll be getting to him on another episode. He's in
but he
Bye
was
Bye
magnificent, by the way. He was magnificent in Waiting for Godot, as we're now pronouncing it, as opposed to Godot.
Yeah, I was wondering how it got to be Godot.
According to everybody, that's the way that Sam wanted it said. Yeah,
Okay.
Samuel Beckett wanted it pronounced that way. We just never knew. Up to now, we never knew.
Okay, well. Okay, well, maybe Godot came and said so. You guys have been pronouncing it wrong. He finally shows up. You know why I'm not here? Because you got my name wrong. But getting back to Hamlet, on a scale of, say, 1 to 5, how would you rate it?
3.
3. Okay.
For me.
I'd say about 3.75.
Well, there you go.
On that. Go.